To this day, to this day, to this day.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
BoxingVoice.com.
So you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely. I knew he was touching and taking those punches.
WBC Production.
Making women gestures like,
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and on Twitter at NestGTO. We are back with another one. I think we've solved it. You know I like to brag that they listen. So I think tomorrow morning on their ways to work, they'll receive this solution and we will get our super fight. We're going to give you all the details. We're going to let you know how one Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua can force this fight. And I say force this fight because a lot of you fans have it made up in your mind that Deontay Wilder does not want this fight. With all the latest news that's been coming out about him having possibly 2 fights already lined up with Luis Ortiz and Adam Kovnacki, rumors of a rematch and even a trilogy with Tyson Fury, this loophole is a surefire way for Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua to stop everything in its tracks, stop the plans that Deontay Wilder thinks he has, and force the fight. So this is what we're going to be talking about right here on theboxingvoice.com. You can catch us at youtube.com/theboxingvoice on iTunes, TuneIn, iHeart, Stitcher, or wherever podcasts are used. Don't forget to drop us a 5-star review on iTunes to keep us the #1 boxing podcast. Let me get on out to my co-host, Mike Gross in Indiana.
WBC Production.
Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. He stayed out like what he said when I stopped.
Stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, what's up, TBB Universe? Back with another one. I know Ness thinks he has the solution, but I was like, yeah, are you sure? Are you really sure? So, yeah, we'll break it down, get into it. Mauricio Sulaimon, Eddie Hearn, a little beef today. So, yeah, what's going on, man?
Mike, what it do? You know what? I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to ruin my solution. I'll just present it to the public and let them decide. Today, I'm not going to say we learned, but today we realized there was a loophole. Today, Mauricio Sulaimon conducted an interview where he made examples of the precedent for this very strange WBC mandation of Vasyl Lomachenko, who is not a champion in their rankings. They have accepted his request, Michael, his request. The champion, with all those other titles and all those other sanctioning bodies, submitted a written request to the WBC asking them to allow him the honor to fight for that green belt versus Luke Campbell in this vacant title shot. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Deontay Wilder's title isn't vacant, Ness. You're bugging. Well, neither's was Adonis Stevenson. Now, I'm not saying this plan is perfect, Because with Adonis Stevens, WBC mandated their champion. Their champion. So all AJ and Eddie got to do, sit down with Mauricio, submit the request, and allow Mauricio to mandate his champion in the heavyweight division to fight the other champion for all the belts because it is better for the sport. Now, he's done that with Adonis Stevenson and Sergey Kovalev, but once upon a time, Sergey and Adonis fought on the same network. Then Sergey, who was signed to Main Events at the time but broadcasted by HBO, was in a purse bid situation for this particular conversation in question and decided to pull out once Kathy Duva and Main Events made it clear that he had a contract that was obligating him to stay on HBO, and if Al Heyman and Adonis Stevens would have won that purse bid, they were not going to fight on Showtime. So they chose to get out of the purse bid. So that was a champion asking the WBC, hey, I'm a champion in the WBO, and I believe in the IBF at that time, but if you can do me a favor as the champion, grant me the honor to fight for that prestigious green belt. And according to Sulaimon, he says he feels honored that another champion would want to fight for his belt. So what's the difference here? Why can't we get that here? Now, Mauricio Sulaimon stepped in and mandated the Fury Wilder rematch. Obviously, with Fury not being a champion, the mandation meant nothing to him. But again, if the WBC and Mauricio Sulaimon sit down with Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, they put in that petition in writing to be allowed to fight for their belt. If Mauricio mandates Deontay Wilder, he can't do what Kovalev did. Let's be clear. Kovalev was the WBO champion. So him, opting out of the purse bid, opting out and deciding not to fight, it's within his rights. But as the champion of the WBC, Deontay Wilder cannot say no if Mauricio mandates this fight to happen. And I know it's a little far-fetched because he's going through his mandatory now, but this is a super fight. This is a super fight. And Mauricio can go as far as setting the percentage. Will the fighters and the parties stick to it? Maybe not. But he did set the percentage in the Wilder-Fury rematch, and Wilder was generous enough to offer Fury 50-50 so that he wouldn't go. But he ain't want no smoke. But that's my argument. If you did it in other occasions, you can do it here. And now is when it's necessary because the public wants it. It's totally different than Vasil and Luke Campbell. Nobody wants that. When they stepped in before, it's because everybody wanted Sergey Kovalev versus Adonis Stevenson.
I think that's a good idea if you live in like fantasy land. But one thing, I'm just start with Lomachenko since that's the most recent. You've been on here time and time again. It says that Bud Crawford and Lomachenko don't have anybody to fight over there on Top Rank, right or wrong?
Correct.
So wouldn't it behoove Lomachenko to try to get in that WBC rankings and get that exception? Wouldn't it behoove Bob Arum to get that WBC belt and try to make his man the undisputed champion?
Absolutely, the same way it
whoa,
would
Eddie
and AJ.
Nigga, you had about 15 minutes now.
Hey, you asked me a question. Don't invite me into your little opening argument. Then.
It's a yes or no question, my nigga.
Oh, now
like
you want to tell me how to answer.
All right, but anyway, now moving on to AJ. In my opinion, AJ is like the Canelo of the heavyweight division. He don't really need a great dance partner to make a whole lot of money. AJ makes a lot of money. AJ makes a lot of money by fighting guys like we're going to see this weekend, Andy Ruiz. So if the WBC somehow mandated AJ to fight Wilder, I don't believe AJ would, let's say, honor it. I don't believe he would oblige it.
Bro, I think that with all the talking I did, it went over your head. First of all, it's not WBC mandating AJ to fight Wilder. It's AJ and Eddie using the loophole, going to Mauricio and asking Mauricio to mandate Wilder to fight him, asking AJ AJ asking Mauricio to allow him as a champion in all the other divisions to mandatorily face Deontay Wilder the same way he is allowing Lomachenko, who petitioned to do that.
For a vacant title, though, my nigga, it's a big difference.
All right, and now we'll go back again. Kovalev and Kovalev and Kathy Duva.
Here we go.
Kathy Duva and Kovalev wanted the unification bad. Jim Lampley, Roy Jones, HBO. So what they do, they went to Mauricio Sulaimon. Mauricio mandated his champion, Adonis Stevens, to fight Kovalev. So they said, okay, we can't agree, Mauricio. We're going to purse bid. Al was going to win the purse bid. Kathy Duva said, yo, I got a contract with HBO. Kovalev fights on HBO. We got to opt out. That's not the case here. Because, again, my scenario is Eddie, AJ mutually coming together, sitting down, seeing this loophole, putting the pressure on Mauricio Sulaimon, someone that they already do business with. Listen, Eddie knew Luke Campbell was going to be the guy. Did he want it to be Vasil? No, but he knew Luke was going to be the guy.
Yeah, Eddie was
so
pissed off.
all Eddie got to do is keep staying in the know. Keep talking to Mauricio Sulaimon in his ear. We need this fight for the fan. This is a way. All right, look, I'm taking the other side. According to our fans and listeners.
I understand that, but even though Kathy Duva and Kovalev petitioned for the fight never happened.
Because why? Because the dude that petition said it'll happen right now. If Vasil turns around and says, you know what, Mauricio, I don't want to fight Luke Campbell. It's not a good fight. I told everybody that Guillermo Rigondeaux wasn't a good fight and they wanted me to fight. I'm not going to do this again. I don't want to fight for your belt if it's going to be versus Luke Campbell. So you're going to blame it on Mauricio? No. All we need Mauricio to do is say, WBC is ordering Deontay Wilder to fight the other champion. The same way he ordered Adonis Stevens. Why you keep shaking your head? No.
It just doesn't. Doesn't sound right, bro. As far and few in between.
Let me tell you something.
The one example you gave me.
I'll give you another. Sergio Martinez, Julio Cesar Chavez. Sergio Martinez was the full WBC champion at 154 pounds, I believe. He allowed himself to be placed in emeritus status. That WBC title was then given to Julio Cesar Chavez versus Sebastian Zvick for a vacant title. Then Julio Cesar, who won the belt, was forced as a champion to face the emeritus champion in Sergio Martinez.
AJ's not a emeritus champion, though. I mean, all these examples you're bringing up, bro. You're bringing up words like emeritus. That means I had the belt. Something happened. The WBC gave me the opportunity.
I gave you two examples of.
But the first fight didn't happen, nigga.
I actually gave you two examples of people who don't have belts with the WBC and weren't ranked in the rankings, and still, without being ranked, were allowed to petition and were gonna be allowed to fight. Then I gave you an example of another dude who had the title, who was placed in emeritus like Mikey right now, and still allowed to fight for the belt. Like, what more do you want?
Emeritus called for that, bro. The one with Kovalev, the fight never happened. The one with Fury, the fight never happened.
Mike, listen, it was different. All right, listen, Fury isn't the champion. What don't you get?
Bruh, I totally understand that.
So again, no, you're not understanding it because
yes, I am.
The champion is being mandated. Okay, it's the other champion in AJ and Eddie going to the president saying, make your champion.
Wilder.
Okay, so now tell me in any of the scenarios that we brought up, how does that work? When the scenarios explain that works.
Because the scenario you brought up, those fights did not happen.
Again, the only way it can't happen is if Lomachenko decides.
I'm not saying Lomachenko. I'm saying the one you brought up with fucking Kovalev did not happen. Fury rematch did not happen.
Are you not understanding why they're not happening?
What?
Are you not understanding why they're not happening?
Doesn't matter why
it does matter. Okay. It does matter. It's different in this situation. That's what you're not getting. Gone are the days of I'm contracted to this network. Both Wilder and AJ are not contracted. What are you talking about? There is no hiccup. The only hiccup is who's going to win the purse bid, my friend. That's it. Didn't Wilder come out and say he's not tied to Showtime? Didn't AJ come out and say he could fight on any network? He's only fight by fight with DAZN. So tell me, how is this situation identical to Sergey Kovalev, who opted out after the WBC granted and mandated? That's all we care. If Mauricio comes out and mandates today and Wilder decides to opt out, he's ducking. That's it. That's all we want.
Bro,
That's
he's not
all
gonna come out and mandate a champion to fight AJ.
But they
AJ
have.
can come in.
But they have, though. They have.
Okay, but
there is a precedent.
This is different,
Play
bro.
the audio.
This
Play
is
the
different.
audio.
Stevenson and Kovalev, not the magnitude of this fight right here. Also, now I don't know about Martinez.
You don't want the fight.
People
tell me I'm the one that don't want the fight. This guy don't want the fight. We found a
Bro,
way. We found a way.
Looper.
Listen, we found a way for them to make the fight with an
nigga,
even percentage.
If you bring this right to somebody, they're gonna laugh you out the motherfucking room. I'm just gonna be real with you, man.
All right. I mean, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I don't see why would anyone be laughed out the room for bringing up something that's been done in the past in boxing.
Because you're bringing it up for a fight that is probably the biggest fight in boxing. So if they're going to negotiate and make it happen, they're going to do it with themselves. They're not going to get the WBC involved and tell them, hey, go over there and mandate Wilder, man. Make him fight him. Make him fight AJ. No, I don't think it's going to work like that.
And again, this is not in no way a disrespectful statement, but you ain't been watching boxing in long enough. Sergey Kovalev and Adonis Stevenson, I'm not going to lie to you and say that.
Ain't now one of them niggas the star that Wilder is or AJ is.
I'm not going to lie to you and say that the clamoring for that fight was anywhere as high as this fight, but there was definitely a beating of the drum for that fight. There was definitely a beating of the drum for that fight. For you to act as if no one wanted it and it doesn't matter because it's not on the magnitude, that doesn't even make sense to me. It's precedent. It's like going to court and bringing up another law case that took place. This happened so we can use it to our benefit. That's it. You don't want to be optimistic? That's cool. That's cool. But it's been done, and it can be done again. And right now, literally, it's being done right now. So this is the best time for it to be done again on a higher magnitude. Vasyl Lomachenko is arguably number 1 or number 2 pound for pound. What's the difference now? That is a big fight. It will be a unification with all the belts. How is that different than Wilder? Why? Because Luke Campbell isn't the full WBC or he isn't the real WBC? It would be a fight for all the belts, no different than that one. AJ and Eddie need to mandate it because it's not Wilder. Wilder can't go to Mauricio Sulaimon and say, hey, mandate me to fight AJ. It's the other way around. AJ has to petition to want to fight in these sanctioning rankings. That's the way it goes. I can't find the audio. Can you find it and resend it to me?
Yeah,
it got buried. It got buried. Because the audio, I don't know. To me, the audio is interesting.
Yeah, he was talking about how Eddie was not necessarily saying that double standards and like, man, you're the king of double standards. Give me 1 second, man, Mauricio.
I'm just saying, man, if they did it with Lomachenko and Luke Campbell, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn should chest the chin of Mauricio Sulaimon, put a little pressure on him, nudge him, and then let it be public perception that reveals who's really afraid. Because Wilder ain't gonna get stripped. This is the best way. This is the best way. Wilder's the one, and his team are the ones saying they busy. They'll be busy for the next 2 years. They got 2 fights. Now we heard today they got 2 fights and possibly 2 with Fury. This is the only way. You sneak in on a mandatory and you pressure it. I don't see what's wrong with that. Like, you making all these faces like you're totally against this plan. I don't get it.
I'm not against it at all, bro. I think it's a plan at the end of the day. I just don't think that it's going to be very effective if they try to do this. I don't think Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua will go petition Mauricio Sulaimon for a title shot because I think Eddie Hearn's sole purpose is trying to get Dillian White that title shot. Now, also, I don't believe that AJ will swallow enough of his pride to be like, hey, yeah, I want to be mandated for the WBC. I think those guys would try to work it out, like have a.
Bro, how could you call that pride, Mike? If anything, he's hunting Wilder down. He's leaving him no room.
How many
wiggle.
times have we seen AJ do that in his character? Hunt somebody down.
I'm gonna tell you what's different about AJ 6 months ago and now. 6 months ago, he didn't acknowledge Wilder. 6 months ago, he didn't want to fight Wilder. 6 months ago, he's not saying fight me in every interview. It's different now. He wants him now. He wants to shut up his mouth. And this is a way. I don't know why you saw again. This guy doesn't want the fight, ladies and gentlemen. It is clear today. He woke up on the I don't want to see the fight side of the bed for sure.
I'm just waking up on the logical side of the bed, man. You guys in the
so
chat.
So then Lomachenko and Luke Campbell's not happening?
Lomachenko don't have nobody to fight. You said this many times on this fucking show.
What that got to do with the WBC?
Because if you don't have anybody to fight, you go find the fucking best thing for you. Let me petition
AJ,
the WBC.
So AJ can't do the best thing for him?
Speak? Exactly, I can't fucking speak. Go ahead,
AJ can't do the best thing for him?
AJ got motherfuckers to fight, lining up, back to fucking back, just like fucking Canelo.
So I'm not understanding your argument, though. Are you saying that because he has people, he won't go through this?
He would not go through this. Would not.
Bro,
he
you
will
should have made that
Deontay
clear.
Wilder,
You should have made that shit clear half an hour ago.
Negotiate with his team to make this fight.
Why?
They won't go through the fucking WBC loophole and try to get mandated.
It is better to go through the loophole and shame Wilder. They've offered him offers. He turns them down.
How are you shaming Wilder?
Because you're forcing it. What don't you get? It's like, dude, the words ain't sinking in. You forcing it. That's what a mandate is. You forcing it. You going to the WBC and you asking them to mandate that you fight their champion because you're a champion. What don't you get?
Who say I don't get it? Just doesn't seem too highly feasible.
All right. So that's not forcing? That's not forcing. A champion coming up to your president sanctioning by like, yo, I want to fight your dude. He don't want to do business. We've offered him offers, he don't want to take them. We offered him 120, he don't want it. We offered him flat fees, he don't want it. We even said in interviews 50-50, he don't want it. Mandated, because he ain't being a champion. That's the energy they got to bring. No, that's the energy they got to bring. That's the energy they got to bring because they feel they going in circles. They feel that. How many times has Eddie said, oh, they're not answering the calls. They're not calling me back. So how long do you keep calling a number that ain't fucking calling you back? Call the WBC and make him make his champion fight. Why not? Why not? I don't get it. I think that if the writers got behind this, you couldn't hide from it. If a champion with 4 titles petitions to fight the other one through the sanctioning body, how do you hide from this? Tell me.
Go to the audio, man. I just sent it to you via message.
I just want to know, how do you hide from this? If AJ goes to the WBC and people start writing articles about this, then what? Then what?
Then we'll see what happens.
Eddie on front of IFL talking about, yeah, no, we went to Mauricio because we can't do business with Wilder and Shelley. They're being insensible. So we're going straight to Mauricio. We're going to force him to mandate it.
Luke was quite surprised because he, as you say, has been mandatory, I believe, since September. He's been waiting for Mikey Garcia's decision to vacate his title from lightweight. Luke was expecting it to be either Devin Haney or Zor Abdullayev. I think a lot of people are confused, Mauricio, because it's not... There is no precedent, particularly with the WBC, for an unranked fighter, particularly an unranked champion from another governing body, to come in and challenge for a vacant title. So do you see why people are confused by that? As I say, there's no real precedent for this in the past.
Well, my man Sulaimon about to hit him with the, what you mean no precedent? About to give him 2 examples without even referring to anything. Know what I'm saying?
To be honored and happy to have such a high-level fight for the championship.
Just stop it right there. We would be honored and happy to have such a high-level fight. So again, if Michael Gross is saying that Adonis Stevens, Sergey Kovalev ain't on the level, and Vasil and Luke Campbell ain't on the level, but he's happy about those, why won't he be ecstatic about making this super fight?
And of course there is precedent, and to the contrary,
to the contrary, which means you were wrong, chap.
The WBC rules and the WBC rankings do have every champion ranked. Lomachenko is ranked as a champion of the WBA and WBO, I believe. So he is in the rankings, and he is eligible to fight for the WBC if so he decides.
So why can't Anthony Joshua again, Mike?
I don't believe Anthony Joshua would.
He said if so, he decides.
Are you done? I don't want to talk now. But look, man, Anthony Joshua, everything sounds fine and dandy. It sounds like a great, great plan. I just don't see it being put into effect. I think Eddie Hearn and Dazn feels like they can do business without the WBC. I don't think that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom is too fond of the WBC right now regarding Luke Campbell and regarding Dillian White. So I don't think that they'll file a petition for AJ to be mandated to Wilder. And I don't believe that the WBC would do that. Even though it's a high-level fight, big-level fight, I don't think they'll put their champion in that kind of situation.
Why not?
Right now,
Why not?
I don't know.
What kind of situation do you speak of, Mike? What situation could you be possibly speaking of? Like, what's wrong with champions facing champions? Why wouldn't the WBC do that?
There's nothing wrong with champions
facing
champions.
So I don't understand why you're saying the WBC won't do it.
Because I don't believe that they would interfere in what's going on right now. I think that Shelly Finkel and John Skipper.
So then,
are you gonna let me finish answering the fucking question?
That the public is going to continue to think that the WBC is protecting Deontay Wilder.
Those are your words, my nigga. You want to use the protecting word?
No. I said you don't understand that if they continue that way, then the public will continue to think that they're protecting Deontay Wilder. Don't act as if we don't get calls
of the public that think Wilder's being protected.
It can't be small. When someone picks up the phone to express their opinion, you have to imagine there are thousands other that won't have the courage of the one that picked up the phone to express it. He's speaking for the masses.
There are thousands of others, but there are millions and millions of boxing fans. So as I said, it's a small segment. But back to the thing, I don't believe that AJ, Eddie Hearn, whole Matchroom wants to deal with the WBC right now.
I think you want to deal with the WBC. I think
they feel like they've been getting dicked around for over a year with certain fighters, and now this. I don't believe that they'll say, hey, you know what, AJ? Let's go file a fucking petition to go over there and fight Deontay Wilder. You know, let's do that.
I mean, the glass is half empty for this guy, right? Because if I'm Eddie, I'm looking at it like this, like, yeah, AJ, let's go have dinner with Mauricio. He's Dick Dillian around a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we could pressure him now. Like, look, you didn't do it for Dillian. You didn't mandate him, but give us that champion status. Mandate us. I don't see why not have the conversation. And I bet you after this video there'll be plenty of videographers asking Eddie this very same question. Because why not? If they're not picking up your phone calls, they're not answering your emails, I mean, go to the sanctioning body. They own the belt. They own the belt.
Let's get to the callers, man, and see how they feel. Because we're gonna.
I don't think Mike likes that idea, man. I think Mike knows that idea can really come true.
I guess.
What do you think? I mean, all right. So walk me down this hypothetical world. AJ and Eddie really sit down with Mauricio. What happens now?
Then they're going to do it. They're going to try to get the mandation, but I don't think that's going to be a likely event.
Okay, but according to this interview with Mauricio Sulaimon, according to what he just done with Lomachenko, what he's done with Stevenson and Kovalev, let's hypothetically assume he says, yeah, I'm going to mandate it. Now what? What does Wilder do?
He fights the nigga. What you talking about?
All right, so then I don't know why you got a problem with it. You acting like Wilder gonna be like, oh, you ain't loyal to me all
It's
these
not
years.
fucking
So
me saying anything about Wilder. I continue to say I don't believe AJ and Eddie will go that far to petition the WBC.
Listen,
That's
AJ
been my whole motherfucking statement.
Okay, but Mike, AJ got it. He can do that from the comfort of his home on a cell phone. He could tell Eddie, I'm with the plan. Like you acting like
in their history we'll be
AJ
covering
go down
AJ.
there.
Why don't we go with guys' fucking characteristics or what they do in the fucking boxing public? AJ do not chase motherfuckers.
He just started to. What you talking about? He chasing everybody now. He talking about Luis Ortiz now. Guys who were irrelevant to him are not anymore. He says Luis Ortiz's name. He says Deontay Wilder's name, and he was saying Gerald Miller's name until the positive testing. Like, what are you talking about?
Or was he asked the question? When
it comes to Wilder, he say his name. He say his name.
Of course, he says to this day and all that
exactly.
shit. Because
he always got him on his mind. He started the interview with IFL, and the first thing he said was to this day. So yeah, he don't gotta be asked.
He knows what he's doing, bro.
No, you don't know what he's doing.
All right, man. Look here. We agree to disagree. You know what? Just leave it at that.
So I want all the listeners to know that Mike basically saying Lomachenko more of a champion than AJ.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, because you're saying that Lomachenko, he obviously went to the WBC and petitioned to fight for the WBC.
Because of what you said, Ness.
What did I say?
Listen to you.
What did I say?
Ain't got, same thing Leonard Ellaby said. The motherfucker ain't got nobody to fight. Who you gonna fight, Ness?
Bruh.
Name somebody right now and Loma gonna fight next.
You tell me who's
fuck
Anthony
that.
Joshua's
Answer my
super
question.
fight.
I'm asking your questions all
Anthony
day.
Joshua
Who
got another
gonna
super
fight
fight
next
I don't know
if
about?
I fight Luke Campbell?
Who what?
Who's Loma gonna fight next if we don't fight Luke Campbell? No box rate off the top of your head right now. Let's go.
Miguel Burchett.
Who?
Miguel Burchett.
He's at 130.
Oh. At 135? I mean, do a Pedraza rematch. He gave you a go.
Exactly. So that's why he petitioned to the fucking WBC for that WBC title, so it can make him look like more of a champion. Try to be that unified, undisputed guy at that weight class. That's what he's trying to do.
Why you can't run with the back him in a corner notion, Mike? Why can't AJ and Eddie be like, we smartening up? You don't want to answer my phone calls. You don't want to answer my meetings. You don't want to meet up? Motherfucker, we going to the WBC then. They either going to make you fight me or take your title. What you mean? Why you can't do that? Why is that so far-fetched? Why can't they? The same way Wilder got frustrated when negotiating with Eddie and AJ, why the fuck AJ and Eddie can't get mad and say, fuck it, I wash my hands with this guy. I'm going straight to the WBC. I'm a champion. I don't got to put up with this. I can fight for that belt as a champion. That is my right.
Bruh, but like I've said, AJ has not shown them kind of characteristics, all right? He's not the guy that's going to be on his chest. He's not the guy that's going to run out.
My man called himself the landlord.
If I could fucking finish the motherfucking statement, maybe I can get something across.
Big Baby Miller's mom. Like, what are you talking about? You keep trying to paint AJ as this Boy Scout.
They had a fight, my nigga.
And he wants to fight. He wants to fight, Mike. He wants it.
He does. He still wants to fight Big Baby Miller because of some of the shit he said. But for you to think that he's going to chase Wilder down with the WBC and get mandated, it's not going to happen. I know it sounds like a great plan for you. It sounds like a tremendous plan for you.
That's an email,
it's not gonna happen.
Mike. You understand that's an email. That's a phone call. That's a dinner. Like, stop it, man.
I know niggas who so proper they don't want to send text messages. Fuck you talking about?
Dog, your energy is telling us you don't want the fight because at the end of the day, there's 68% of the people listening think Wilder doesn't want it. Now we find a way to force the fight, and you saying nah, AJ won't.
Wilder ain't worried about the niggas listening. Why should you be? He know what he want. He know what he want in his heart as a champion. He want to be undisputed. When that fight happen, it's gonna happen, big dog.
You a hater, bro. You don't want this fight,
right,
man. You don't want this fight.
I'm a hater. That's cool, man.
You don't want this fight.
Mike the hater. 542 watching. So please, I need 542 thumbs up. It helps with the visibility of the show. It helps me and Ness go to more places and do more podcasts live on the road. So if you want that and you enjoyed last week, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you want to take it one step farther, I mean one step farther, head over to the patreon.com/theboxingvoice and go ahead and sign up for as little as $3 a day. A cup of freaking coffee. My bad, I said a day. $3 a month. A cup of coffee, man, costs you absolutely $3, and you might get some behind the scenes footage of boredom first and all kind of shit. But yeah, thumbs up button. Again, I'm with the cutoff king. But yeah, man.
Don't forget to subscribe right here at youtube.com/theboxingvoice. Yeah, man. I think this is the best possible way. I wish I could have Eddie and ask him, why not go down this route?
You'll see him. You'll see him again pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it could be right now. Let's go out to, let me see.
The sponsors.
Let me see who's on the line. Mike don't want this fight, bruh.
Never been a lame-o. Never been a lame-o.
Dog, that's for you. You a lame-o.
And read that 5-star review that you didn't read on the last show.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
We got a 5-star review coming from Marlo's Corner. Title is Shout Out from Marlo's Corner. 5-star review from the U.S. He says, great show. Keep up the great work. It will always be haters and trolls in boxing, but real recognize real. 5 stars, champ. Please tell Mike to get to work. Team Fog working for the KO. Laugh out loud. Salute. We got another one from Adrian. That one is a 5-star review. It says, top 5 boxing podcasts. I recently picked up the show and really enjoy listening to it, especially during work. Helps me keep up to date with the latest news in the boxing world. Also keeps me up to date on who the people and the hosts think are the top dogs on boxing scene. Keep up the amazing work. Well, thank you, my friend. The next one comes from Be More Boxing. Diamond in the Rough, 5-star review. He says, show is kind of low budget, biased and pretty crass, but that's what boxing fans are. Love the show and the topics. Keep up the good work, fellas. Your chemistry makes the show. And the last one, another 5-star review. This one coming from the UK. The best, most entertaining and informative boxing channel is the title. Thank you for this 5-star review. He says, this is a great show which on many occasions has had me laugh out loud in my office at work. Like Mike, I was a casual and I am learning every single show about the dark arts of boxing. The production quality has substantially improved since when I first started listening 3 years ago. And the team of Mike, Ron, and Akan is a good blend. TBV and Ness are often accused of being biased between towards the PBC or Wilder. However, if you listen carefully, you will see that Ness is actually a massive AJ and Eddie Hearn fan. The excitement in Ness' voice when he interviews Eddie is very apparent, and you can also see Eddie enjoys the verbal sparring with Ness. There is a mutual respect there. Also, I recently went back and listened to the AJ Klitschko live fight chat, and Ness was more gassed than I ever heard him. When AJ got the KO, Ness was screaming, finish him, finish him. Oh my God, in that uppercut, he's gonna kill him. And AJ belongs. Was a joy to hear. Lastly, the listeners make the show very entertaining, so I want to shout out my favorites, Santiago Stainless, KO'd, Brandon, JD, NO, H Money, Info Joel, Troy, Awali, Michael, R&V, Jose, Anthony, Joseph, Coach Mitty, Sal, Sal, anyone I forgot, forgive me. Hashtag TBV for life, or at least for the foreseeable future. Carlitos in the UK. Yo, Javi thought he was the best caller, and look, he didn't get a mention.
That's fucked up.
He didn't get a mention. Cray.
Nah, don't try to change the subject, nigga. I think he was dead on, nigga.
What?
You a big AJ fan, my nigga. You would be like, I didn't realize it till like 2 hours ago, well, about an hour ago. You started lighting up every time we talk AJ. AJ should just sign the petition and go over there and fight Wilder and become the champion.
I feel like you don't want. I feel like you scared of that plan.
Who's scared of what?
I wish there was a press conference tomorrow.
AJ head off, bro.
I wish there was a press conference tomorrow so that I could ask Eddie, like, yo, Eddie, I got the loophole, Daddy. Call him up. Call him right now. I actually let me check my phone because I actually WhatsApp Mauricio to see. Oh shit! I arrive at you see, I arrive on the 18th in the morning, my friend. So he's out of country.
Yeah, man.
Mauricio, are we on the same time zone as Mexico? That's the same, right?
I believe depends on where you're in this. Damn. He might be Central Time.
I mean, now is the time, right? I'm gonna just see is he free.
Go ahead, do that. Give me somebody. Bring Javier on. Let me talk to him. Why you do that?
Nah, man, I don't know Javier. Never been the lame-o. Never been the lame-o. Nah, Javier got to wait because we got other masterminds that was waiting before him. His orders, B.
Okay, well, you bring somebody on then. Why you do that? Let me argue with somebody because I've been seeing a lot of niggas have your back in the chat.
Dog,
bring
because
somebody
this
on.
is the best way. Wilder's the one. Wilder's the one
Go
saying
get
he got a
Mauricio
plan.
then, nigga. Let's see if it's the best way.
Wilder's the one saying he got a plan for 2 years and he got 4 fights. Dog, AJ talking about let's get this work.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
You know what's good, homie?
Block on fire, remain in the G until the moment you expire. You know what it is. To make nothing. Hold up, let me chill out before we get flagged.
I don't want to get flagged.
What's good? What's good? Hot Sauce Bros. What's good? What's good, my man? Hot Sauce. Legend in the game. Ain't nobody ever did it like that. Dan Raziel shot him out, you hear me? Yeah, straight like that. We got put on for busy for a little while, but we back, baby. What's up? You did? What's good, Ness?
Chilling, man. Trying to convince Mike and the world that this is the route to go, man. This is the way to get the fight happening right now.
See, Ness, I think you got a point. Let me tell you why I think you got a point.
Thank you. Fucking Mike living in La La Land.
Look, check this out. I'm gonna break it down. I'm about to break it down for you right now, Mike. From you being around Wilder, Mike, like what type of dude Wilder is? You feel like he like a fake person, or you feel like he a real genuine type of person?
Nigga, I feel like shit. He one of them niggas that remind me of like where I'm from. Like they don't take no bullshit, and it is what it is with him.
So check this out. If AJ just so happened to show up at the fight and he jump in the ring, Tyson Fury, WWE style, talking about what's happening. Let's make the fight happen. You're a coward. Woo, woo, woo. Man, you don't think Wilder gonna force that fight to happen? He's not about to lose in a public opinion.
Bro, we called for that yesterday. We called for that yesterday.
You been around Wilder the whole like. I get that feeling, though. That dude is real cool. He's not gonna let nobody see it.
And that's what me and this were saying yesterday. AJ has to be that guy to go to Wilder's fight, so Wilder can go to his fight and cause all that commotion. Now that's a better way to get the fucking fight going than a mandation. Nigga, let's do some public calling out and some public humiliation on both parts of both fighters. Then you can get the ball rolling and get this fight happening, man. That's the way you go. Like Clubber Lane, like Tyson Fury, like so many others, man. Shane Mosley. You get in that fucking ring,
we might
and you cause a scene.
He just said, of course, just let me know anytime and I'll be ready. I'm like, I was kind of hoping right now.
Okay.
But let me get to another mastermind. Joseph in Texas, talk to me.
What's going on, Joseph? I know you riding with this.
He's ready. Let me tap this in.
You got it right, though. The public humiliation thing that's what Dazn is saying. You put it to where, okay, either we get the fight mandated, so either Wilder has to take it, or it's a flat out duck if it's mandated. That's where, as a real, as forget all the other stuff. I mean, we got to force this fight at this point. Now, let me throw something at you, Mike, that are different to us. Let's say Errol Spence wins that WBC title. How would you feel about Terence Crawford doing this exact same thing? I bet you'd be all for it then.
He need to jump on now so that this be the precedent and it just rolls like a domino effect. All champions start forcing it.
We could get Deontay to finally knock out AJ. You could watch Bud Crawford get beat up by Spence finally. It could all happen sooner, man. Just stay positive, Mike. You're usually optimistic, man. What's going on today?
Joseph. Of all the time, I don't you got plenty of time because Ness is on the phone. Joseph, out of the time you watching AJ over the past year, 2 years, 3 years, how often have you seen AJ act like that or act outside of his character of going to chase somebody?
No, and I get you, but.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a very special treat. First and foremost, I want to thank Mauricio Sulaimon for taking the time all the way out in Mexico at a drop of a dime for coming on the show. But Mauricio, you've made some headlines, some waves with this interview that you did with Boxing Social. Credit Boxing Social for a great interview and bringing out this, what I'm calling, loophole. So what we've learned is that as a champion, you can sanction or petition to the WBC to have them allow you to fight for their WBC title because you are a champion. So what we're saying is that Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua need to do this. They need to sit down with Mauricio Sulaimon, have dinner, and say, Mauricio, we've tried to come to an agreement with Deontay Wilder. We've offered him flat fees. We've offered him percentages. We'd offer him pay-per-view. We've offered him rematches. We just can't do it. But we have 4 belts. We are the champion that the world sees as the heavyweight champion. We want to only be one champion. Can you mandate Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder? Can you tell Deontay Wilder that he will be mandated to fight the other champion in the heavyweight division, Anthony Joshua, for all the belts, and not wait for a Luis Ortiz rematch or a Kovnacki rematch or a Fury rematch, which is being rumored out there?
Well, this is a delicate situation which involves millions of dollars. Unfortunately, the business side many times gets in the way of what the fans and what the boxing community wishes to see. We had a strong effort last year and this year to accommodate the fight between our champion Wilder, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and Anthony Joshua, who holds other titles on the division. The fight the world wants to see is that great fight between 2 undefeated heavyweight champions, one from the USA, one from the UK. We put all our efforts. We gave all the lenience and flexibility, and we mediated trying to do this. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. They both went their own way. Wilder accepted all terms. As far as I know, he said he accepted to do the fight in England. But as I say, it comes down to the promoters sitting down and making the best fight for the fans.
So the way that Sergey Kovalev and Kathy Duva came at you to mandate the Adonis Stevens fight, that it can't happen in that way. We can't just mandate Deontay Wilder to fight and negotiate with Anthony Joshua?
Well, that was a clear example. Kovalev came through Kathy Duva. We sat down. We mandated that fight as mandatory with the conditions, and they said they were in. And we forced our champion, and then the reality came back, and Kovalev and main event pulled out. So it is not easy. Lomachenko just came to WBC and said it's a wish and their dream to fight for the WBC. The title is vacant, so we went ahead and put the matter through the Board of Governors. There was another petition from Eddie Hearn to have Luke Campbell fight Devin Haney, and the Board of Governors favored Lomachenko, who is a multi-division sensational champion, and he is willing to go as a challenger in that fight and fight for the WBC win belt. So I think it's humbling to see a champion take this move, and we supported it.
Now, just to stay on that topic, with Lomachenko facing Luke Campbell, if he happens to win, can you just walk us through what the normal procedure would be if Mikey Garcia decided to activate his emeritus status?
If Mikey Garcia decides to fight and gives the time, if he is to face the winner, for example, then we mandate the winner to fight Mikey Garcia as Emeritus champion. If it takes longer, then the winner, we will see. We have ordered a 4-man tournament to determine the next mandatory challenger. We had so many fighters wanting to fight for the title. They're all involved. So we have from Russia, Abdullayev. We have Teofimo Lopez. We have Devin Haney. And we have from Dominican Republic one fighter, which is slipping my mind because I'm walking, so I forgot.
So now, as emeritus status, what percentage is the emeritus champion entitled to?
Normally it will be a 50-50 split.
Ooh. Okay.
I want to take it in a different direction.
All right, hold on one moment. So Mauricio, why don't we do what you did with Sergio Martinez? Take the title from Wilder, let AJ fight for it vacantly, and then give Wilder emeritus status where he's forced to fight. Same thing you did with Sergio Martinez and Julio Cesar Chavez.
Because AJ is committed to other fights. AJ is fighting against, he had a fight with Miller, now he's going to fight Ruiz. At no point has AJ or Eddie Hearn requested to act in any way or manner.
But that's the question. If they do ask you, what sort of time limit do you put on something like that? If you decide to tell AJ, yeah, you're a great champion, you got all the other 4 belts, absolutely, we would be honored for you to face Deontay Wilder. We're going to mandate that. What's the timeline on that looking like?
No, but our champion is Wilder. The WBC champion, the heavyweight champion of the world is Deontay Wilder. He's been champion for 5 years. He's been multiple title defenses. He's fought all over the world. And I am on the side of Wilder. We're trying to give the fans the best fight, which could be Joshua. But I'm not going to dump Wilder because of popularity. We have given every opportunity for Joshua to sit down and try to do the Wilder fight. And we have given Wilder the line to accept to do the Joshua fight. So you are a very passionate reporter, but sometimes you act more like a fan, and that is okay because we need to have passion to report, and we need fans' input. But you have to understand that there are rules, there are procedures, and the champion of the WBC is Deontay Wilder. He has a great fight coming in 10 days at the Barclays Center, and we have been doing whatever it takes to try to bring the big fight, but Wilder is the last one to bring.
So you had an interview where you said that Eddie Hearn is the king of, what was the title, Mike? King of what? Double standards. Double standards. So, I mean, I'm just, because, again, the public doesn't get to know what's going on with these negotiations. But from what I'm feeling, the energy I'm feeling from this interview is that you believe that Wilder has done everything within his, reach to make this fight.
Absolutely. And what I said about Eddie Hearn this morning is because I met with him in Las Vegas, and then he comes out and he says several things in the UK press. All I said is, I have no comment, but Eddie Hearn is the king of double standards. I'm not going to get in a pissing contest with Eddie Hearn or anybody. We have our position very clear. We're trying to do the best for the sport, but I'm not going to stand and accept libel from Eddie Hearn or nobody.
So, Mauricio, you've been in the game long enough. How do we get this fight? Because it seems like the Mayweather-Pacquiao situation all over again. Are we just rushing it when that fight took 7 years to marinate? Or are we in a different place in boxing where we don't need a fight of this magnitude to marinate for 7 years?
Well, this fight should take place no longer than next year, but I am not sure if both will remain champions or undefeated by this time. There are several other contenders in the division. I'm very happy to see the heavyweights back at the great scenario series with several contenders and several fights that can bring lots of interest. You have Dylan White, you have Dominic Rosell, you have Ortiz, you have Tyson Fury, and some of the very heavy hitters coming up like Joyce and Yoka and Nigerian Nightmare. So if they play their hand too much, they might just end up without the big fight.
How's it going, Mr. Sulaimon? Michael Gross here. We met down in Vegas for the first time. My first question is this. The Dylan White verdict came back and did not put him as the mandatory challenger. Can you walk us through how you guys made that verdict?
Sure. Dylan White was fought for the silver title at the same time Rosell fought a final elimination bout, which came about of legalities from the Wilder-Ortiz-Severn situation when Ortiz had a positive result in the anti-doping. So out of that legality, and then out of Rosell being flexible to allow the WBC to try to do Wilder Joshua, he waited for a long time without enforcing his mandatory status. Then the WBC ordered White to fight Rosell for the interim title in order to allow the fight between Wilder and Fury, the rematch. And that fell through. So when that fight falls through, the WBC goes back to the original mandate from the convention, saying that the winner of Wilder Fury had to do the mandatory against Rosell. So we go back then, and then we order White against Fury if both win the corresponding fights for the mandatory position. And that position was not accepted by White. So the WBC is now handling Dylan White's appeal, and we will resolve it in the coming weeks.
Now, let's say Dylan White remains as the number one contender. Does he have to fight a final eliminator to get his title shot, or will he be placed as the mandatory challenger the next time that it comes up?
His petition to the WBC is to be named mandatory contender without fighting a final elimination. The WBC's position was to order him and Fury to fight for the interim title and for the mandatory position. So we were trying to do several big fights I am sure that White Fury is a huge fight as well. So we're trying to do some fights to create these great series of fights in the heavyweight division.
Now, while we're on the subject of mandatory challenges, Jamal Charlo has been the interim champion or mandatory for Canelo.
Well, wait. Don't switch subjects because Eddie is putting out to the universe that he would like Dillian White, Oscar Rivas to be a final eliminator. Does that, I mean, obviously you have to sit down with the other board members, but does that sound enticing enough?
That's a request that they have made. And that's
so they've officially made it?
Board of Governors right now. I'm sorry?
They've officially made that request?
Yes, we officially received that request today, and that's in the hands of the Board of Governors. And for your information, the Board of Governors is 34 reputable, honorable men from all over the world. It is not a group of friends of mine sitting around the table and me asking them over a beer what they think. We have from all over the world board members, and it's a process in which they vote and they decide the future of each division.
Mike, you had something about Charlo?
Yes, I was wondering when the mandatory will be called for Canelo's WBC belt, saying that Charlo has had the interim belt or been the number one contender for about a year now.
Charlo fought for the WBC interim title with the understanding that it was highly probable that Canelo would fight the rematch with Golovkin. When Canelo won the title, Charlo scheduled to defend in December as well. And he has been, just like Brazil, very patient, understanding that the WBC is trying to enforce and make the best fight possible for all involved. So, Charlo had a defense in December. He's got a fight coming up, I believe, in July. And the WBC is looking into the middleweight division. The WBC named Canelo Alvarez franchise champion, which is a status that we will be explaining with detail in the coming weeks. But what we're trying to do is to have the best fights happen for the fans and for the fighters themselves. So Charlo's desire is to have a big blockbuster fight, and we're trying to help them through the process to land a big blockbuster fight.
Absolutely. Well, that was my last question.
Well, Mauricio, that is all our questions, but I do want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the show on short notice. And since we have you, this is Michael Gross, my co-host that you met in Vegas, and we want to thank you on air for what you did and what the WBC is doing with the Boxing Adaptive Program. And you know, we haven't even announced it to the world yet what you said you would do, but now that you're on, it just sounds perfect to say that the WBC is going to donate one of those brand new boxing chairs to Michael Gross, and it was personally given to Mike by Mauricio Sulaimon. So we just want to thank you, obviously, for everything that you're doing, whether it be in specific divisions or outside of boxing. WBC continues to show that they live up to their organization, WBC Cares, and we appreciate you taking out the time, as always, man.
I was going to say thank you so much, Mr. Sulaimon. It really means a lot to me. And on behalf of me and the Boxing Voice, I really, really, really do appreciate it.
You're a hero. We will grow this adaptive boxing worldwide, and I'm so proud Destiny put us together to meet. And I'm so proud that very soon we will be presenting you the wheelchair, which is developed specifically for adaptive boxing. And you can count on our support. I thank you very much for the opportunity to share our views openly with the fans, and we are open for any ideas, any critique anything, we're here to respond and to attend. So thank you so much for this time.
Thank you again, Mauricio. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mauricio Sulaimon, WBC president, telling us like it is. So look, he said
my nigga, you kind of set me up right there, man. You got me feeling all kind of mushy and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Big ups to Mr. Sulaimon. I really do appreciate it, though.
Definitely, man. I'm just happy we were able to get him on short notice. Just texting him, thank you for coming on. Yeah, so listen, I mean, what we learned is this. AJ and Eddie have not asked the petition for that shot, but he said it clearly. If they do, he would be more than happy to. More than happy to.
Yeah, we can run with that if you want to.
Yo, people still saying Mike on a wheelchair. I cannot
I know.
believe this shit.
I don't know what else to. I seen it. I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. Everybody learns something new every day.
Right, let's go out to these phone lines. Yes. We already went to the sponsors, so let's do it.
Joseph call got cut short.
All right, Joseph, talk to me.
What's going on, Big Dog?
No, I was done. I'll boom back in a minute.
All right.
Okay, cool.
We're going out to Javier, Boomerang, Mastermind Status.
Alabama.
I want Joshua. Joshua, come and see me, baby. No more hiding, no more ducking, no more dodging, no more excuses.
Boxingwiz.com. Now you said you was gonna surprise everybody. Come on with it. Is he muted?
Nah, he's totally there. He got to unmute himself. Though.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So, I said, Wilder, listen, this is for him. Stop bullshitting. It's time to stop bullshitting. Niggas saying they need to mandate you to fight, bro. We might as well go and make this shit happen. Fuck it, bro. It is no reason to say, I got some other shit for the end of the year. Fuck them. Don't nobody give a fuck about what got going on.
Dan, champ. Call back in, because you a mastermind. Call back in, man. That connection
fucked up.
You deserve to have your time
yeah, man. Let me know when you're ready.
So just let us know when you're ready. We get you back in, make a new connection, brand new one. You know.
But then I say what Sulaimon said, like the money, the business.
No. All he said was this is a lot of millions. But let's go out to another mastermind. Kels, talk to me.
What's going on, Kels, baby?
Kels?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas? I hope to see y'all in New York in about a month.
For sure.
Well, yeah, so I just got a quick question. So if this fight does go to the mandatory and then they do a purse bid, doesn't it automatically become a 60-40 fight?
Nah. Remember, he said 50-50. Well, damn, we didn't ask. I asked on the merited status. I didn't ask what it would be if the petition went in and they couldn't come to an agreement and they went to be right. Fuck.
70-30. So that means then the champion, which is Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion, right, should get the lion's share, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Kills, if you're AJ, would you do that?
If I was AJ, I don't know. I mean, if he got that heart of the lion, want to be the champion, yeah, I'll do it. But as a businessman, AJ, that we know for the past couple of years, I wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just want to throw that out there, for anybody who want to get saucy and think, oh, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. But AJ, you're going to end up getting 40%. If you go that route through the WBC.
I'm sure WBC will do 50-50, bro, to keep both champs happy. They'll just mandate it at a 50-50. So if it goes to purse bid, it don't matter.
Shit, that's fair. I'll take that. But I ain't the one fighting, so it ain't my money. But I just want to throw it.
Cut it. Big up to Kills, man. He's one of our masterminds. He don't call in that often, but what he does is definitely brings up good points. Shout out Kills.
Definitely.
Yeah, let me see. Javier, man, let me know when you're ready, man, in the chat. And yeah, man, I think Mr. Sulaimon echoed everything I pretty much said. I mean, Just seems like the AJ and Eddie would have to come in.
They gotta come to him, and they could do that. Eddie just did it, bro. He just did it for Devin Haney. He could do it, Mike. Why you got that energy? Damn.
I don't have that energy. I'm just of the mindset that I know. I don't know Eddie personally. I do not know him personally, but what I've seen over the 2 years from him and AJ just does not suggest that they will be willing to do that. More than likely, he will do it on behalf of Dillian White rather than AJ.
Bruh, that would be so dope of them. If they, because look, even, just the fact that they went, the writers will write.
Yes.
The writers will write. It will sway public perception again. It will sway it. It's in Wilder's favor, we gotta admit. But if you got a champion, man, going to the sanction, that's like going to the principal and like, yo, my man ain't acting right. That's basically, he telling. He like, bruh, he don't want to fight. Do something. This supposed to be your champ. He telling. Bruh, that's the ultimate. Wilder gotta fight him if he do that. All right, man. I'm telling you, I believe so. But hey, who am I? You know?
Hey, man, you got to start being, you got to start putting more a reporter hat on than your fan hat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, sometimes it takes the passion of a fan to get the fight done.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
My crazy idea just let us know right here with the WBC president that if all they got to do is come ask for it. That's all they got to do. You want it, come ask for it. He just said it. Come and knock on my door. Let me see. Vinny, talk to me. You've been waiting.
What's going on, Vinny?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
louder clip it, louder clip.
Yeah, firstly, I just want to say, Ness, you're a real G, brother. You are a real G in this boxing thing. Boxing, Mike, I see you as well, but boxing, no one ain't putting out what you lot are putting out. None of them boxing channels. You lot are putting some serious work in, and I just want to let you man know that I appreciate it. Enough man in the UK, we appreciate it. Ness, I know say enough people in the chat, they hate you and that, but blood, they like you, they love you, fam, and what you're doing is big, so I just want to let you man know, man, keep doing your thing, enough love, and your channel should grow real quick. That's my call.
Respect,
man, big ups to you, bro. It's about 1 o'clock in the UK, damn near, and you stand up with us, man. Shout out to you. Now it's 1:48. It's past 1 o'clock.
We need that safari, cause it's a lot of Jamaican descent UK dudes, so we need that safari sound by respect. You know what I mean?
Street.
Street. I thought he said respect. I'm all wrong. Damn, that was my joke, Mike.
Yeah, man. Straight. Now bring back Joseph though.
Oh, he's ready. Joseph on the mastermind. Damn, I said fucking respect.
Yeah, you said respect.
Fuck my shit up.
Mauricio Sulaimon kind of swayed me more towards Mike's side now. I was all over it, Ness, but I didn't get that vibe like he would really be all about that. And I also, this probably could be for another show, but I also just got the clear impression that Jermell Charlo is not going to be mandated to fight Canelo anytime soon.
I'm glad you said it, brother.
Whatever the hell, Canelo's my dog. That's my boy, but that spoke volumes to me. Whatever the fuck franchise champion is, that sound like we not going to make him do shit.
Word. Franchise sound like, he get to tell us what he want to do. I'm telling you, he going for Kovalev next, man. But listen, as long as he's fighting the Daniel Jacobs and the Gennadys of the world, like, bruh, he's fighting top of the top. Like, look.
That's still a fight we want to see. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but I mean, Charlo fought Captain Hook.
And Captain Hook.
Oh yeah. Highland had one leg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Centennial was a 54-pounder that moved up. And yes, Centennial moved up before him. And boxing is like that. We move up, Danny moved up. Now he's a welterweight.
Yeah.
So I get Charlo's argument. But We need a
franchise.
We need a little fight in there. We need a little fight in there that's gonna make us say like, yeah, man, get Charlo that fight. Like, he ain't really got that little fight yet. He ain't got that little fight yet.
I was gonna shit on Sulaimon, man, but that's real cool what he's doing for Mike, man. So we had to. I had to collect my thoughts first and then come back on, man. I really, as a fan of the show and having met you guys, I really appreciate him doing that for Mike. Mike, you got to take that win home, man. We 3 weeks out.
You know it.
Yeah, man. Mike got to send that other wheelchair now to Cali somewhere and get that shit powder coated. Because you're gonna have the new one for, you know what I'm saying? So get the old one fixed up.
I mean, I can't really use the boxing one.
Why can't you use it every day?
I wouldn't. Never mind. I would want to save it for like boxing matches only.
What?
I would.
Bruh, that's probably gonna be like, WBC sanction fees like 40 stacks. That chair probably gonna be like a $12,000 chair. You only gonna use it to fight. He don't even know when his next fight is. You gonna have to turn into a real fighter now if you gonna.
I see. Yeah. But one thing that I do want to say is Jamal Charlo. If you want to fight with Canelo, you're gonna have to get on your Lara shit, and you gotta publicly embarrass him. Go to his press conference, hop in his ring, call him out, and make sure that the people know that you ain't bullshitting. Period.
Clubber Lane, bro. That's how it is. Listen, we got a lot of callers. Everybody's home at night, so
baby, let's go.
We going to drive by.
1 minute.
Even boomerang statuses or drive by. Those that are boomerangs and masterminds have already gotten their first call, but your second will be drive by. It's already 9.
Oh, whoa. Go back to Javier and see did he fix his audio before.
Nah, he didn't. He ain't even on the call.
Okay, well, drive by then.
I'll try and add him and see if that works for him.
Make sure you guys have your thoughts in order because I don't want y'all to be like, yes, man, why you cut me off?
Yeah.
I'm not
even going to engage. I'm not even going to don't ask me no question. Then you say, I'll be cutting you off. So we going to Donald.
Rich who?
Drive by.
I'm gonna try to get this out real fast. I like Ness's analogy, but what Hearn has shown time and time again is that he's trying to force the WBC to get White the fight. And he's hoping and praying on a miracle that White gets to fight with Wilder, and somehow White beats Wilder, and then they can bring that belt back and get the White and Joshua rematch, so Joshua can get the WBC without having to risk fighting Wilder. And from there, it's kind of like
cut it. Donald, you're absolutely fucking right. Absolutely right.
If your name is A on Skype, actually, I'm not going to A anymore because my man Kiwi Box doesn't know how to be on the call without being unmuted. We're going to get him out the way. Kiwi Box, go.
Drive by!
Kiwi Box, are you from Australia?
What up?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay. Straight up.
Yeah. I heard you guys talking. I was wondering why it would be good for AJ to petition the WBC, considering the mandatory split is going to be 30% for him. It would make more sense for him to just give Wilder 50% and be done with it.
That's true, but the WBC can also...
they've already insinuated that they were going to give Wilder 50, and he said no. That's why you petition, because you're going to have his sanctioning body and president force the fight. It will be a mandated fight or lose your title. Now, in terms of the percentage, Mauricio said for emeritus it will be 50. I don't think it's far-fetched that Mauricio does 50-50 when, remember, the Fury rematch was 60-40 and Wilder was giving Fury 50-50, so he didn't care. I'm telling you guys, this is how we do it. This is the best way to get this fight done.
Well, the Fury wasn't a mandatory, though, was he?
No, but the rematch, they were giving him 60-40, right? But Wilder still gave him 50-50. It wasn't even an argument. He just said, no, we want the rematch so bad. Here's 50. But the rematch mandation by WBC was 60-40. But got to get to somebody else. We going to Marcus in D.C.
New Zealand, man, for standing up. It's late as hell over there right now.
Yo, real quick, man, let me tell y'all, man, it seemed to me that you don't believe in Deontay's mode. Deontay was like, I ain't going to take it unless it's 50-50. The regular split is 65-35 with the WBC. As long as it's a 50-50 split, it plays into Deontay's hand because Deontay said the fight's not going to happen unless it's 50-50. Now, whether AJ goes that route or not, we'll see. But Wilder's a man. If it's not on the terms he want, he will get the belt up because everybody will still view him as a champ, so it wouldn't matter. But if it is 50-50, which plays into what he was asking.
Belt up.
Yeah, no, he not.
If it's 50-50,
cut it. No way. Hey, Marcus, I ain't mean to play that sheep either. That was just too close to the cut it. No way he giving that belt up. You bugging. This is exactly why you petition, because he ain't giving that belt up. That's the leverage they got. You think he gonna get 120 million without that belt? Man, that's the final piece of the puzzle. Bruh, that's exactly why you get this fight mandated if you Eddie and them. Your Skype name is just A, bruh. I hope you know that. Go to you
Hey,
now.
dog. Hey, dog. Come on, man. Come on.
Yo.
What up?
Yeah, that's me, bro. Yo, I just want to say shout out to you, man, for doing these big interviews and that. We definitely fuck with you over here in the UK, like the other brother said. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right, bless her. So all I want to say is that what I got from the interview with Mauricio Sulaimon is that Wilder has done everything he can to get the fight. So now the ball is in AJ's court. If he wants to mandate the fight, to get the fight. Before that, before today, and before the situation, he has ducked Wilder. Is confirmed by multiple sources. And now Mauricio Sulaimon has come out and said it himself that they've done everything to get the fight. So now the ball is in AJ's court, and that's what I got from the court. I don't know what you
Cut it. Checkmate boxing. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, fellas? That sheep me. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that
Hello?
sheep was an accident. That was just
yeah.
close.
Hey, yeah, real quick. Well, first of all, the precedent has been already set before, because you got when AJ and Klitschko fought for those vacant belts, wasn't that the IBF that they fought for? So if Wilder should petition the AJ's belt holder, that way they can force it that way, because he's going to that, and then they have to force it, because AJ can say, no, I don't want to fight if the terms don't right. But if he goes to AJ's belt holder board, then they have to acquiesce to that. Also, Loma has fought for vacants many times.
Cut it. Info Joe.
Ain't no show without info.
Yo, Ness, good idea, man. Thinking out the box by any means necessary. We did more shows on AJ and Wilder than any other show. I'm tired of the back and forth. My biggest fear is that one of them take a loss or both, and we gonna miss out.
You 100%. You sound like a real boxing fan tonight. Whatever it takes to get this shit done, let's get it done. If it means greatest and palms, Eddie Hearn going to meet with the WBC, get it done, goddammit. So salute to y'all for the interviews. Big chocolate. Director lady, holla at your boy.
Yo, she hit me up too. He jumped. Look, he said that so scared that he jumped off the line, Mike. He been on hold all that time. He jumped off now, but she heard the show and she heard your shout out and she put like 5 smiley face emojis, Brandon. So you might be halfway in there. The other half is the grease my palms. You got the grease my palms for me to give you the social media and the name.
Wow, this nigga, hey.
No.
Selling social media now.
She heard it, and she put like 5 or 6 laughing out loud emojis. She's hit me up like, "Hey Ness, I heard the show," and I'm like, "What you?" I didn't even know what the hell she was talking. I'm like, "What you? So what you mean?" And she's like, "No, I heard the end of the show." I'm like, "What you talking about?" She was like, thick chocolate. I'm like, "Oh yeah, laugh out loud. The word is out." She was like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "Yo, you're gonna have to pay me for that social media, just like Brandon. Just like Brandon gonna have to pay me for that social media." Listen, let me go to Matabula. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, man. I think I agree with Mike, man. I don't think AJ will really go down that route, but if it's a 50-50 split and they're willing to give him everything, then I say you guys try and get Eddie on this show, like try as much as possible just to tell him that, yo, can you do this for the fans, man? Like, can you try and get there, like go down that route? Because it seems like it's a good idea, and I actually agree with you.
Yeah, man,
so
I
say Yeah, I say try and get Eddie on the call, see what he says, and maybe it could work. You never know. Maybe December or November we might see
Cut it. I like it, man. Listen, you gotta go down all your options, man. All your options. Damn. I kind of feel like I fucked up. I didn't play Info Joe's intro. Now I feel like I can't play H Money intro.
Drive by.
H, man, you gotta come in no intro, acapella style. We on drive by. Talk to me.
Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. Dazn, the Boxing Boys 2019 Rookie of the Year. And I just want to say, Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua is the biggest fight since Ali versus George Foreman. The biggest fight since the Rumble in the Jungle. And I can't wait, bro. It don't matter when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. You know? So let's set it up. My brother Ness, keep pushing it, brother. You the only one doing this. You the GOAT, nigga. You the one, nigga. I'm with you, bro. TBD for life, you heard?
H Money, this shit. We got No Way on Skype. Talk to me.
What's going on, No Way?
Hey, guys, just want to give you guys a shout once again. You guys are blazing the trail, putting smiles on my face. I got a question, though. Can AJ just fight for the WBC, or does he have to put all of his belts on the line, too? And if Wilder's not getting $20 million for Brazil, why isn't Brazil letting it go to purse bid? And, you know, I'm out. Eddie lost his phone.
That's because Brazil is happy with his paycheck. And we're going to go to Zane. Talk to me.
Drive by.
Hello, can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, big up from the UK. Yeah, with the splits wise, I don't think Deontay Wilder deserves 50-50, to be honest. I think it should be 60-40. And with the White situation with the WBC, he's been he's fought in 2 eliminators. He's been number one ranked for 2 years. It's a bit weird that Brazil was called mandatory. But anyway, I love your show, man. Thank you, man. Every day I tune in. Excellent, man. Take care, mate.
Take care, brother. Thank you, obviously, for tuning in, man. We appreciate it. If everybody is watching right now on YouTube, future, present, past, it doesn't matter. If you're watching the screen, hit that thumbs up button. As you see coming across you on the screen, hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. It allows us to get guests at the drop of a dime like Mauricio Sulaimon, like that. I mean, it sounded like he was on a treadmill, Mike. It sounded like he was in the middle of his workout, and I was just like, damn. Thank you, G-O-D. You know?
That's what happens when you make good friendships that last, you know what I'm saying? And Mauricio is definitely a friend of the show.
Yo, my man called in today, and like I said, I got to learn how to put a whole new row for this area code on the Google sheet.
A whole new row?
Yeah, because he's the only 442 number. Champ, I forgot your name, but you called in earlier. What's good?
Yeah. What's up? How you guys doing?
We're good. Get off that speaker.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Isn't it funny how Eddie Hearn's really contradicted himself with the Lomachenko Campbell? He came on Boxing Social and said he would rather see Campbell fight the second-ranked fighter for the vacant WBC belt because he doesn't agree that Lomachenko should automatically have a shot at that belt because they mandated that fight. Yet and so, he wants AJ to come over and fight Wilder for the WBC belt?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's just my idea. Now that they've done it for Loma and Luke Campbell, let's use it to force this fight.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Hearn's complaining that Lomachenko automatically gets a shot.
Yeah, right? It's okay.
But then
he's
here
complaining.
You have
Listen. He's complaining because he thinks and knows Luke Campbell's going to lose, and Luke had a better shot versus a guy like Haney. But he won't complain if he puts his thinking cap on. He believes in AJ. According to him, AJ knocks out Wilder in 3.
Yeah, but on the other hand, too, look at Usyk. He's not even ranked. He just comes over and he's automatically have one fight and then get a shot at AJ too.
He ain't got no fight. He ain't got no fight, and he on the bench. But listen, you know it's drive by. Cut it. And no boomerang status.
Whoa.
Yeah, now check this out. This breaking news right here on the boxing voice. You heard me? But Sulaimon don't do that many interviews, dog, so I can't say he lying all the time. He said Eddie Hearn full of shit. Right here on the boxing voice, live and direct. Call Eddie, man. Get Eddie on the phone. Mauricio call his motherfucking bluff. You telling him one thing, then you going overseas and saying something else. Keep it 100, I'm gone.
Yo, Eddie ducking me, man. He smiled all up in my face, ducked me on that phone. I'm telling you, he don't want to do that show. I don't know. He ain't going to do that show, I don't think. But we going to touch potential. Talk to me.
What's going on, Touch?
He know what happened. He come on this show. Mauricio going to jump on. Wilder, everybody going to come on. They going to force the fight right here on the line. Touch, talk to me.
Yo, what's up, fellas, man? What you saying, man? Good show, man. I think you guys got it on point earlier on. Still, man. I think it's come the time now where AJ has to get into the ring with that man. I think if he gets it in the ring and he really puts it to Wilder, then Wilder's got nowhere else to turn. And I think WBC would also comply because, you know, I mean, as they say, seeing is believing. If they see Joshua going in the ring and putting it on him, the fight's on. He's in America. He wants to make a splash. He wants to build his exposure. You know, it's that time, really. You know, I'm a Joshua support. Yeah, it's that time. Cut it.
Listen, when Fury got in the ring, what he said, I will baptize you, right? So AJ got to get in there, man. You know, but again, that's the out of AJ's comfort zone. Dog, it's much easier sending an email or taking Mauricio to dinner, man. Eddie getting that phone call. It's so much easier that
You know what,
route.
AJ? I'm gonna make it easier for you. Something that you used to. You ain't gotta get in the ring. Just get on the ring apron. You know what I'm saying? Talk your shit on the ring apron to him, and then we'll possibly get the
We
fight.
went to Troy, right? Troy, what up?
No, Troy.
Hello?
Drive-by!
What's going on, Troy?
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was me. Yeah. That's not gonna work, you know. That's because honestly, you know, if that option was sitting out there all the time, you know, they could have done it a long time ago. So, you know, that's just a way to draw the fans back in because the fans are just getting frustrated about this fight. And Mike, I think you should use their wheelchair all the time because it's not the eyes that sees it all the time that you motivate, but the ones that stay silently, those are the ones that you motivate. So, you know, go ahead and use that chair all the time because you never know where you're touching.
Good point.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, especially like I'm sure you're gonna talk to somebody, you know, a specialist and all that, and find out because you told me that they gotta measure you. So, yeah, you could just find out if you could use it for everyday use. Because if you could, like, it's true, it's inspiring. Like, that's a WBC shit. Remember we talked about it. Me and Mike talked about it. It would be dope if they painted that shit green, put a couple of them little WBC patches on that shit. Little gold Mike face in gold, the way Charlo had it on his Instagram. Oh, man, look at him. Canna, talk to me.
What's going on, Canna?
Canna on Sky. Oh, all right. Live, whatever your name is, your Skype name is like, you know, bunch of numbers. What up, champ? Yeah, you're unmuted. Talk to us. 9C. You know, hello. All right, we about to be out. I'm telling you, we was already on the way out, and then you called in. So like,
3, 2.
Dude say, yo, he called in like 8 times too. Watch he go. As soon as we out, he like, hello, Niz. But yeah, man, I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram at NizGTO. And yeah, man, shout out Mauricio Sulaimon. Shout out everybody that gives us an interview. You know, short notice, and you know, even with time, you know. Thank you to everyone that helped us with the Canelo and Jacobs fight week and interviews. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, man. Catch us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Mountain, 6 a.m. West Coast, 2 p.m. UK,
8 Central.
8 Central. Peace.
Yes, sir. Big ups to Ness for this topic and title. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really agree with it too much in the chat, but it turns out that it was a definitely good show. Thank you to Mr. Sulaimon for coming on. And yeah, man, AJ Wilder, man, we might have to wait a little bit longer than what we want to, but when we get it, it's definitely going to be a fight worth watching. Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. And yeah, man, let's see y'all tomorrow morning.